Hey guys, this week we're focusing on dietary interventions for healthy aging, and so this week we're doing a pan baked chicken and vegetable dish, and it'll be really delicious. So we've got some of our ingredients here. This week we're really emphasizing fruit, protein, vegetable, and vitamin intake while reducing added sugars and salts. And we're also going to be exploring some cooking options that will reduce any barriers that many senior adults might face, which might include income, physical strength, and transportation. So as you can see, I've just got my chicken breast. It's already cut into strips, so that will make it a little bit easier with preparing it. I've got my broccoli that I'm going to cut. My cauliflower is already cut for me. Then I'm just going to dice up these bell peppers and onions, and got a whole array here of spices. You can do what you think is going to be the most fun for you. All right, so you can't see it, but I've added in the spices into the bottom of our bowl here. You'll see it once I mix it all together though. So I've just chopped up a bell pepper, some onion, and the broccoli. And then I'm just gonna mix it all together here. These veggies are really important to incorporate in this dish because we really want to focus on incorporating micronutrients that elderly people may be deficient in. So the broccoli and cauliflower are going to be great sources of those. As you saw earlier, I bought my cauliflower pre-cut, and that's a great thing to do if motor skills are an issue. Also, baking the vegetables is a great way to make them more palatable to elderly clients because it will just soften the vegetables, which can help if they have any issues with swallowing and digesting. And then I'm cutting it into really small pieces just so choking won't be a hazard. All right, so as you can see here, we've got our chicken and our vegetables, and I kind of went overboard on the cauliflower, so it's all kind of touching, but should be okay as it's baking at 400 degrees here. For this recipe, I opted to not go the Dijon mustard route, and instead I'm just using some spices and olive oil. But the important thing with this recipe is to include a source of lean protein. Chickpeas would also be a great source of protein. That would include a lot of fiber. But we've included chicken in this recipe, and we just really want to focus on incorporating protein into the diets of our elderly population because we really want to just watch out for increased sarcopenia. We really want to make sure we protect their muscle mass and just give their bodies everything they need to just incorporate more muscle mass instead of losing that kind of tissue. All right, so we finished roasting for about 20 minutes at 400 degrees. So you can see I've got all my vegetables and chicken there. This week we really wanted to address some different barriers that older adults might encounter. A statistic that I saw that was really staggering to me was that they can skip up to 22% of their meals per year, and that's usually due to barriers like income, knowledge, physical strength, transportation, dental and chewing problems, just things like that we don't even think about. But some different techniques we could use to lower their added sugar and sodium intake, which is quite high among this population, is to add citrus and herbs and spices to improve flavor because a lot of their taste buds might be atrophied just as they age. As healthcare providers, we can create their meal list for them, so we could take a lot of this hassle out of their way. Also, we can encourage them to buy pre-cut veggies or frozen veggies, fruits, and lean meats, and even have their groceries delivered. Long-term intake of supplements, like Ensure that we noted in our lecture this week, can lead to a reduction of nutrient intake over time, so that's something we might not want to encourage long-term. While they do have protein and vitamins, they also have a lot of sugar and sodium, so we want to encourage patients or our loved ones who are older to consume those far away from the meal so they don't tend to rely on them. Overall, this recipe is not incredibly shelf stable as we've got chicken and vegetables here, but it makes a good amount, and these different elements can be incorporated into different dishes. So our chicken could be added to a salad or to quesadillas. So yeah, but thanks for joining us today. This is a great dish that incorporates a lot of the nutrients of concern for our population, and it makes quite a bit of it so they can eat on it for a while.